Welcome back to channel Cartiglobal. Hi, I'm Editor James. Today I brought you 2024 Kia Sorento. Alright, as always, I'm always reviewing the front first. You know what? One thing I gotta tell you, I really love the new Kia emblem. You know, the old one, it was super ugly, but the new one looks so much better. You know, since this is the facelift model, there hasn't been a major change. But then, yes, from here to there, from parts to parts, there has been small minor changes. For example, the front radiator grille, it looks wider and the patterns on the grills have changed a little bit. And as well as the skid plate on the bottom, that is slightly different from the previous generation. Again, this is the facelift model. It's not a full change model. So just keep in mind that there isn't going to be major changes. But then what's good is that they have adopted a star map headlamp, which we have seen in Kia EV9. So again, both the Hyundais and Kias, they are trying to have this family look identity. So look at all this lightning right here. It looks beautiful, isn't it? And one other thing that I want to go over is that it's the hood. It added a little bit more volume onto it. So if the previous generation was a little bit slanted, it was a little bit narrower, right? But then now the facelift model has a little bit more volume on the top. So it looks wider and looks a little bit bigger. And everything else is pretty much the same. So can't tell you very much, but then yes, in the front radiator grille, skid plate, and the star map headlamp. And yeah, that's probably those three things that has been changed from the previous model. To be honest, there isn't much to say about the side. At first, the only thing I could tell was the color of the rims. I mean, back then it was just silver metallic rims, right? But now they have adopted black rims with Continental tires, 18-inch. Other than that, I don't know what they actually have changed. I can't really tell the difference. So again, it's really wide, really big. Other than that, I have nothing much to say. So if you are curious about like how it has changed, it might be better for you to actually look at my old videos that was taken like, you know, last year, right? I have made reviews on diesel, hybrid, and gasoline turbo, but to be honest, to be exact, there hasn't been any changes, to be honest. I reviewed a couple white Sorento models and the gasoline was red, but this time we have a different color. It's brownish, grayish, you know, the color, which somewhat matches well with the black rims. But then if the car itself was white or black, I don't know, maybe the rims, maybe it looks unbalanced. Overall design on the side hasn't changed very much, so I can't really tell the difference, but that's what it is. Here we have the fuel cap. This is a hybrid, so yes, you sometimes need to, you know, fuel gasoline, nothing new. The fuel cap, and again here the black rims. At least they have a Continental tire, so yes, it's very trustworthy, you know. All right, let's go to the back. All right, two major components that has been changed here. Again, they have adopted star map rear lamp. So look at the patterns right here, right? And looks like a, you know, the fish, you know, bones, but They all call it star map. So in the front and in the back, they have adopted star map headlamp and star map rear lamps. And one another high tech that is added, which I have seen in Hyundai Palisade, they have adopted digital mirror in the rear. So everybody knows why they have adopted a digital mirror. When you are driving and you have so much luggage or so much stuff in the trunk space, it is sometimes hard to see what's behind you. But then if you have the digital mirror, it doesn't matter whatever you have in the trunk space. This clearly shows behind you, and it even allows you to see what the person behind you is doing in the car. So please don't pick your nose. If you're picking nose, I can see what you're doing. So please, this is even better at nighttime, because sometimes, you know, as for me, I have a bad vision. So without glasses, I can't even, you know, really drive at nighttime. But then at nighttime, digital mirror, it gives you a clearer view. So yes, it's more helpful. It's even better to actually utilize it at nighttime. Okay, again, the bumper here, you see the backing light, which I believe is the same from the previous models. So again, the overall design of the Kia Sorento in the rear, yeah, only two things that are different: the rear lamp and the digital mirror. That's about it. That's about it. We see the Sorento lettering, HEV, hybrid. That's about it. And again, this camera right here is parking camera. So when you're backing, this is what you're going to see. And these cameras right here, you will see it in the mirror right above your head. All right, now let's pop the trunk. If you put your hands underneath the rear, right here, there's a button. So simply just press it and this will open automatically. Voila! So it looks like this is a 6-seater. And this, the third row seat is completely folded right now, just to show you how much trunk space you can actually use it. You know what I mean? So this is a very big, but again, if you have more passengers to go with, you can simply just pull the strap. Sorry. You can simply just pull the strap like that. So yeah, but if you need to load some stuff in the trunk space, again, pull the strap and just gently push the seat forward. Then it will completely fold. Again, everything else is pretty much the same from the previous generation. We have independent the climate control right here, okay, air vents, charger, and 12-volt the secret jack right here, and this button right here, this is to fold the second row seats. So I want to show you over there. I'm going to press the left button, and then the seats in the second row on the left hand side, it will fold down like that. Cool, right? Let's just say if you want to go camping, you can actually lay down right here. You know, it's a really huge space that you have now. So unless you have like a big family, right? Or if you want to go camping alone, you can completely fold the third row seats, and you can completely fold the second row seats, and now you have a huge space. You can actually lay down and sleep and spend the night alone without wife. Now, second row, again, nothing much that has changed, but then I just want to show you how big the space is. But before sitting down on the second row, I just want to show you that on each side on the second row seat there is a button. Okay, so I showed you in the from the trunk space, if you press the left and right button, the seats completely fold towards the front, right? But you can also press this button. Why? Because there's a chance, there is a time that you're going to have to get into the third row. So every time you want to get into third row, you don't want to access to the from the trunk, right? So what you do is press this button, okay? The seat not only folds, but the whole seat moves forwards. So this is how you can actually access to the third row seat, which I'm not going to. I'm too fat, you know. But anyway, so once you access to the third row, you can simply push it back, and then the seat holds as it is. Before sitting down, I just want to show you that. Well, actually, let me sit down first. Hi, I'm James. I am 5'11". So, as I always told you guys, I am 5'11", and this is how much leg space I have. So, even though I'm a big man, it's very spacious. That's one thing that Hyundai cars, Kia cars are doing really well. When you are driving Hyundai SUVs and Kia SUVs, now, because the Koreans are getting bigger compared to a couple decades ago, right? So, things are getting bigger and more spacious. Sorento, EV9s, even EV6, and the Santa Fe, everything has been enlarged, outside and inside. So, yes, let's just say you are going a long distance with your family, no problemo. It's really big and comfortable. On the window, we have a side screen, which you have to do it manually. But, there are many cars that doesn't even have the sunscreen. So I think this is really, really cool, right? And look, we even have ongta. I told you ongta, right? Heated seat, okay? It doesn't have the cooling, seat, but it has a heated seat, which will be very handy in the wintertime. Here we have a cup holder, and we have an extra cup holder on the bottom too, And right in the center, we have air vents, and we have a more charging port, cigar jack, and you can actually bring your home appliances. By the way, in Korea, we use 220 volts. Again, the overall design, not much change. As a matter of fact, I can't really tell the difference. Many Hyundai cars and Kia cars provide many charging ports. So even on each side, the driver's seat, and this is the passenger seat, right? They provide an extra charging port, C-type. So this is really, really handy. Now, if you want to recline your seat, there is a lever. You can just simply put your hands down, and then, there is a lever. So you can just slightly lift, and then if you push yourself to the back, then now you even have a more comfortable position that you can make. Oh, this is too lean back, then simply press the pull up the lever, and then just let go of it, and it moves forward. So you can just adjust however you like it. So this is the very ideal position for me. Okay. On the top, we have a huge panoramic sunroof. Of course, the second row panoramic, it doesn't open for the safety purposes, but this is how big the panoramic sunroof is. So if you actually tilt, it takes a little while because this is a huge sunroof, right? But for the safety purposes, as you can see, the second row, it doesn't open, only from the front. Only the first row, but this is good enough. But then, when you are going somewhere, and then if the weather is really beautiful, you can enjoy the view. Why? Because the sunroof is so huge. And then right now, it's a fall in Korea, and the weather is super nice. The leaves turning red and, brown and yellow. It's so beautiful. So you can enjoy the view, using this big panoramic sunroof. How nice is that? Now I'm sitting on the driver's seat. So again, I'm just going to go over the major changes, okay? Number one, the infotainment and the head cluster. As you can see, they have adopted long one-piece curved display. So 12 and 3 inches across here, right behind the steering wheel, and then 12.3 inches across the infotainment system. Previous generation, they had only small screen. I believe it was a 10 and a quarter. Okay, but then now they have a curved display, and we have two different screens, one behind the steering wheel and one that you can use in an infotainment system. So again, using all these functions right here, you can see the power distribution, idle mode, current trip, sensor refueling. Like, you can see all this information. And again, when you are setting your car onto eco mode, I believe the previous generation, it was a blue, but now they have a new graphic with different color. Let me try to change it to different mode. Sport mode, again, yes, it's pretty much the same from the last time, because yeah, when you set it to sports mode, your car goes faster. So we have hot red. And then once you set to sports mode, your side grip right here, it just covers your side. So when you're actually driving, it holds you in position, which I kind of like it. Now, when you are switching to smart mode, it is now in yellow. I believe this was a blue too, but I'm not so sure. But that's what it looks like. And again, we have a different mode: terrain mode, snow mode, mud mode, sand mode. So you can use these functions accordingly, depends on what kind of road condition you have. So I have never used the snow mode or mud mode, sand mode, because Korea, everywhere you go, we have a really nice pavement. The road condition is rather nice. So yeah, but unless it snows, I don't think we will have too many chances to actually use these functions. But anyway, just want to show you. So one major change is the climate control. Right now, right here, just a little small screen right here, it is set for the navigation. But if you want to switch to the climate control, you can simply press this right here. You see the fan picture? Press it, and then everything changes. Okay, so here you can just twist to left, twist to right, and then set the temperature that you wanted. And this is how strong the wind blow want you to be. You can just set it up. So again, it doesn't have the feedback, but it gives you the beeping noise. So this is what has changed from the previous generation. And again, even the mission right here is the dial type. So this is the same from the previous generation. And what they have adopted is a finger scan. But again, this is a testing vehicle, so I don't think a finger scanning is going to work. But to be honest, I really don't know how this works. So maybe if you just scan your, fingerprint, maybe the car will start. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the brochure. Okay. And here we have a wireless charge. But just like what Santa Fe and Kia EV9 has, you can just press, you can just press these buttons right here. Why? Because here, when the light is turned on the top, you are only charging it. But then when the light is on the bottom, you are charging. At the same time, you are connecting your phone to your infotainment system. So I guess whatever you have in your phone, maybe songs or pictures or whatever, maybe you can just bring it onto screen. Or maybe you can listen to the songs that you have in your phone. So yeah, you can just use this accordingly. Again, we have many charging ports, even here, even on the seats, even in the second row. So when you are traveling long distance, if you want to use your phone, your notebook, or laptop, your the personal devices or whatever, charging is not going to be a problem. Hey, but before I end it, look how clear the digital mirror is. Isn't it beautiful? So yes, I told you, if you pick your nose, if you are behind me, and if you are picking your nose inside your car, I will see you. Yeah, so this is really nice. So yes, the curved display compared to the previous generation, it's just so much better to see it. screen is not only bigger, but then they have adopted the most recent the version of infotainment system from Kia. So it's really, really nice and fancy. So I'm pretty sure you guys are all aware of all these functions, because now Hyundai cars and Kia cars are also very popular and well sold in the US market and along with European countries. So please, when you get a chance to drive a new Sorento, just go. Ask your local dealer, hey, I want to test drive the new Sorento. Come on, just test drive it for yourself. You know, I'm always giving you the good review or whatever, but then, yeah, it's always better for you to test drive it for yourself, because it has to make sure that it fits, it suits your needs, you know? But anyway, now let's go to the road test.